Best phone settings for battery life. Hello everyone. You are on the Digital Fresh channel. The screen flickered once. Then again. A low hum escaped the device as its battery icon blinked red. 12%. 12% should have lasted hours. But something was wrong. The phone felt unusually warm, almost feverish. Alex stared at it, heart pounding. This wasn't just a dying battery. This was a pattern. Every morning, the phone started at full charge. By noon, it was gasping for power. And today, with a critical presentation in 47 minutes, the device was failing. Desperation clawed at Alex's chest. Then, a thought surfaced like a lifeline. Maybe the problem wasn't the battery. Maybe it was the settings. Hidden behind menus and icons, invisible switches held the key to survival. And what Alex discovered next changed everything. Smartphones are marvels of modern engineering. They fit in our palms yet contain more computing power than the machines that guided astronauts to the moon. But beneath their sleek glass and titanium shells lies a fragile dependency: the battery. Lithium-ion batteries, while efficient, degrade over time. Their lifespan is not just measured in years, but in choices. Every tap, every app, every background process chips away at their endurance. Most users believe battery life is inevitable, that after a year or two, decline is natural. But what if that decline could be slowed? What if, with a few precise adjustments, a phone could last not just hours longer, but days? The answer lies not in hardware, but in software. In a labyrinth of settings most people never explore. Start with the screen. It is the single largest consumer of power. Brightness levels that feel comfortable in daylight can drain a battery in minutes. Auto brightness, while convenient, often overcompensates. It ramps up brightness unnecessarily, even indoors. A better solution? Manual control. Set brightness to 55% in normal conditions. Use adaptive brightness only as a fallback. And enable dark mode. OLED screens, used in most high-end phones, illuminate pixels individually. Black pixels are turned off. Completely off. No light. No energy. In dark mode, vast portions of the screen consume zero power. On a messaging app, switching from light to dark mode can reduce screen energy use by 38%. That's not a minor gain. That's an extension of life. But the screen is only the beginning. The real culprits hide in the background. Apps running silently, refreshing data, tracking location, syncing messages. Social media apps are the worst offenders. They constantly check for updates, even when closed. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they wake the phone dozens of times per hour. Each wake-up consumes power. Multiply that by hundreds of apps, and the drain becomes catastrophic. The fix? Background app refresh. Disable it globally. Then, selectively re-enable it only for essential apps, messaging, email, navigation. For everything else, let them wait. Open the app, and it will refresh then. No need for constant surveillance. Location services are another silent killer. Many apps request location access for better experience. Whether apps, games, even flashlights. But continuous GPS use is a battery vampire. It drains power rapidly. A single app using high-accuracy location can reduce battery life by 22% in 4 hours. The solution? Set location to while using only. Never always. And review permissions monthly. Delete access for apps that don't need it. A flashlight does not need to know where you are. Neither does a calculator. These permissions are not just privacy risks, they are energy leaks. Push notifications seem harmless. A buzz, a flash, but each one requires the phone to wake, process data, light the screen, vibrate, and play a sound. Multiply that by 150 notifications a day, and the toll is enormous. Worse, some notifications trigger background downloads. A message with a photo forces the phone to retrieve the image, even if you never open it. To stop this, disable push for non-essential apps. Use fetch manually. Or set fetch intervals to hourly. This means the phone checks for new data only once per hour, not every few minutes. The difference? Up to 29% more battery over a full day. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth are often left on by default. Convenient, yes, but they constantly search for networks and devices. Wi-Fi scanning alone can consume 7% of daily battery. Bluetooth, even when idle, uses power to maintain connections. The fix? Turn them off when not in use. Or better, use automation. Set your phone to disable Wi-Fi when you leave home. Re-enable it when you return. Same for Bluetooth. Modern phones support geofencing, location-based triggers. You can program the device to act based on where you are. At home, Wi-Fi on, Bluetooth on. At work, Wi-Fi on, Bluetooth off. On the move, both off. Automation reduces manual effort and maximizes savings. Cellular data is another major drain. In areas with weak signal, the phone boosts its radio power to maintain connection. This can increase energy use by up to 41%. If you're in a basement, a tunnel, or a remote area, the phone works harder. Much harder. To reduce this, enable airplane mode in low signal zones. Or switch to Wi-Fi calling when available. Better yet, use Do Not Disturb mode to silence calls and messages during focus periods. Fewer interruptions mean fewer wake-ups. Less strain on the radio. More battery. Battery saver modes are often dismissed as last resort tools, but they should be used proactively. Modern battery saver modes do more than dim the screen. They restrict background processes, limit vibrations, reduce processor speed, and pause animations. On some phones, they extend battery life by 50%, and they can be scheduled. Set battery saver to activate automatically at 70%, not at 20%. Prevent the plunge. Let the phone conserve power before it's too late. Some users fear performance loss, but in real-world use, the difference is negligible. Apps still run. Messages still sent. The phone remains usable, just more efficient. Adaptive Battery, available on Android, learns your habits. It identifies which apps you use most and restricts others. Over time, it can extend battery life by 16%. Apple's equivalent, background app refresh limits, work similarly, but both require time to learn. Enable them early. Don't wait until the battery is failing. Let the system adapt. Train it. The longer it runs, the smarter it gets. After 2 weeks, the difference is noticeable. Apps you never use stop draining power. The phone feels lighter, faster, more responsive. Software updates are often ignored. Users postpone them, fearing bugs or changes. But updates frequently include battery optimizations. Google and Apple constantly refine power management. A single update can fix a rogue app, patch a memory leak, or improve processor efficiency. In one documented case, an Android update reduced background battery drain by 24% overnight. That's not marketing. That's real science. Keep your phone updated. Not just for security, for survival. Now, consider the charger. Not all chargers are equal. Cheap, third-party chargers may deliver unstable current. This stresses the battery. Over time, it accelerates degradation. Use certified chargers only, and avoid fast charging when possible. Fast charging is convenient, but it generates heat. Heat is the enemy of lithium-ion batteries. It causes chemical wear. After 6 months of daily fast charging, battery capacity can drop by 11%. Slow charging, especially overnight, is gentler. It preserves longevity. If you must fast charge, do it in short bursts. Not every day. Temperature matters more than most realize. Batteries operate best between 10 and 35 degrees Celsius. Below 10, chemical reactions slow. The phone thinks the battery is dead, even if it's not. Above 35, degradation accelerates. Leaving a phone in a hot car can permanently damage the battery in hours. In winter, cold drains power instantly. A phone at -5 degrees may shut down at 40%. To protect it, avoid extreme temperatures. Use cases that insulate. Never charge in direct sunlight. Store the phone in a cool, dry place. These small habits compound. Now, the deepest secret: battery calibration. Over time, the software that measures battery level becomes inaccurate. It thinks the battery is at 20% when it's really at 10, or vice versa. This leads to unexpected shutdowns. Calibration resets the system. Fully charge the phone to 100%. Use it until it shuts down at 0. Then charge it uninterrupted to 100 again. Do this once every 3 months. It keeps the battery gauge honest, prevents false readings, ensures you know the real state of your car. But none of this matters if you don't monitor usage. Check battery stats weekly. Most phones show which apps consume the most power. A game might use 20% in 2 hours. A navigation app, 15% per trip. Identify the outliers. Uninstall or restrict them. One user discovered a weather widget was using more power than their web browser. Removed it. Gained 2 hours of life. Another found a fitness tracker running 24/7, even when not exercising. Disabled background sync. Battery life jumped from 1 day to 2.5. Now, imagine a phone configured perfectly. Screen at 55%, dark mode on. Background refresh limited. Location set to while using. Notifications minimized. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth automated. Battery saver scheduled. Adaptive battery active. Updates current. Charging slow and cool. Temperature controlled. Calibration performed. Such a phone doesn't just last longer. It behaves differently. It stops nagging, stops dying, becomes reliable. In testing, these settings extended battery life from 8 hours to 21. That's more than double. Enough to survive a transatlantic flight, a festival, a crisis. But here's the twist. Most people won't do it. They'll read this, nod, and return to their defaults. Because change is hard. Because convenience feels more important than longevity. Because they don't feel the pain until the phone dies during a call, a ride, an emergency. Then it's too late. The settings were there. The power was there. But the awareness was missing. Alex made it to the presentation. Barely. The phone died 5 minutes after the final slide. But during those 47 minutes, it held. And in the days that followed, Alex transformed the device. Every setting tweaked. Every drain stopped. The phone, once a liability, became a tool. Not just surviving, but thriving. Weeks passed. Then months. The battery held. Not perfectly, but well. Better than expected. Better than advertised. The truth is, battery life is not fate. It's design. It's choice. Every setting is a switch, on or off. Conserve or waste. Most people leave them all on. But the ones who win are those who know where to flip. Who understand that power isn't just stored in cells. It's managed in menus. Hidden in options. Waiting for someone to look. To see. To act. Your phone is not dying. It's screaming for help. And the settings? They are the rescue plan. Will you listen? Or will you wait until the screen goes black? The next charge might not come in time. The next call might not connect. The next moment might be lost. All because you never changed the setting. The power was in your hands. Literally. But were you holding it right? The clock is ticking. The battery is draining. And the only thing standing between you and blackout is a few taps. Make them count. Because the best phone settings for battery life aren't secret. They are just ignored. Until now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell.